Yeah. Go on, youth, yeah, go on. Ease yourself, just keep it calm, youth, yeah, star. Only pop pressure in my corner. One time it hard to carry on. You no need no girl for turn to, no man for talk to. Feelings hurt on the journey so far.
Wagwan Success family, hope everyone is doing alright. If you're new to the channel, welcome and make sure to subscribe to get all our latest videos. Like this video so we can continue to drop more contents like this one. Alright, so we all know what happened. Isat Buchanan, the lawyer representing Vybz Kartel, has strongly criticized the prosecutor in the Privy Council hearing for attempting to justify the prejudice and contamination of the jury. The two-day hearing concluded with the scales tipping in Vybz Kartel favor. Yes, I said it again, Vybz Kartel favor. So just drop in the comments, free world boss. As the prosecutor chose to argue his points with ifs, buts and maybes, right, rather than adhering to the law and its clear stipulations. Buchanan's articulate and impassioned defense has highlighted the prosecutor's speculative approach, which has undermined the integrity of the case. So basically, the prosecutor in the Privy Council hearing has made controversial arguments suggesting that a corrupted juror should be allowed to remain on the jury. He contends that the judge acted appropriately in this matter and that the Jamaican system did not abuse its power. So that is what he's trying to prove, right? But we know the Jamaican system abused their power and he's trying to convince the Privy Council otherwise. The prosecutor is attempting to convince the Privy Council to uphold the decision despite the clear evidence of jury contamination. This has raised many concerns about the integrity of the justice system in Jamaica and the potential miscarriages of justice overall, you know what I mean? So check out the video and listen to what Isat Buchanan had to say.
Grapes. Are you ever buy a bag of fruits, a bag of orange, and one of them spoil, and it rests on the next one, it makes the next one rotten. And that's why them say rotten grapes spoil the whole bunch. The same thing. Anything rotten, you put something rotten around things fresh, it contaminates it. And if you leave a rotten grape in a bag of grapes and you leave it, it ferments, and then after it rotten and all of that, the drunken people them turn it in a wine and then them drink and drunk. And then when them drunk, them get them 30 pieces of silver and then them turn Judas. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. You get the point. I don't have to get too much into that. Save on to say that you must know, would you want, it's almost like this. Jamaica have a scamming problem. Would you want a scammer pan your jury? Would you want that, knowing it? Or it's almost like this. Let me show you this new standard. Let me give you the new standard because I want you to appreciate this. Uno no say 6 people in a parliament corrupt. Uno don't know them name. Uno really alright with that? Because that's what happened. That is exactly what happened. And the court sanctioned that. So that is why in the Jamaican space, certain things don't matter. Represent the 12 jurors who are juror of your peers. That is the key thing about it. The 12 disciples represent the 12 jurors of your peers. So it tells you that in the disciples, at least one of them are going to sell out. At least one will sell out. And so what it is the most important thing is that you must get a fair trial because it's you. So when you hear things that talk about, I waive it and I took the gamble. Took the gamble with my life. You took a gamble with my life and you're asking the apex court to respect that you are a gambler. Guys, if you gamble with my life, you will gamble for 30 pieces of silver. Anybody will tell me say them a gambler, me no want them around my money because it look like a SSL you come from. And if you declare yourself a gambler, you should resign from your position. How you think about that? It sounds wrong. And so, Here we have a poison that was allowed to stay and fester. And if you know anything about people, just put them in a room and poison them. And you see the result of that. That's it, you know. That's it. But I digress. I'm not here to speak about politics. I'm here to speak about context matters and to be careful about the words that you use because they can be emotive. Yes? Never in common law, and not in my lifetime, has there ever been a poison placed on a jury, a corrupted person that we know are corrupted, like 6 people in parliament that we know are accused of corruption and are allowed to stay there by process and procedure. Never has that happened when it comes to a man's liberty. A man's liberty is at stake, and corruption is what was used to send the 4 men to prison. You see how Jamaica corrupted? Corruption was sanctioned, and you witness it for 2 days. They beg for corruption to be certified. Corruption, you know. They took corruption out of Jamaica and brought it to the streets of England and walked into the apex court of our land and said, these are our submission. Corruption can be allowed to stand. We turn a blind eye to it because that is what we want. That's what we want for our nation, to be allowed to let corruption stand in pockets, and even when we know, provided in a particular situation, people we don't like, people from a certain area, we can deal with them, and we should have that power. If that is not dangerous, I don't know what danger is. If that is not concerning, I don't know what it is. We're going to talk about the jury. We're going to talk about ideal, because sometimes some people test your spirit, you know, and you have to sit down and say, more time you have to say, yo, I want to do something, you know. But then you think, I can't go lay down the people them dog kennel. It's not like America, where they actually have, you know, prison conditions that are conducive in the federal space. Or it's not like Denmark or spaces where actual white people live and they have to make sure say they don't breach human rights. But the conditions is not in a place where you would have to respect yourself. So you don't even want to thief a mango because they're going to treat you like you did commit a murder. You don't want to lose your conscience. And the thing about it is, that's one aspect of it. Because if you put it in context, there are people who say, yo, this is me and this is what I'm going to do no matter what. And so these things aren't deterrents of crime. And these are the conversations that we have to have. But to have these conversations, the system must be a working system without the possibility of cracks in the system that would allow the common man, and when I say common, I'm not talking common like common foul, but the man, a simpleton, a man who say, I don't want much, you know, I just want to do my 9 to 5, I just want to work my $13,000 a week, and I just want, when Friday come, I just go in on my KFC line and get myself a meal deal, because I can't even afford a big deal. So 1 piece of chicken for me, and the thigh or the breast for the daughter, because she can't cook. Nah, nyam for her man anyway, because I don't want her poison me. Them kind of things there. So for the simpleton to look on, and when he looks on, he says, you know, that you don't want nobody take away from your simple life. And you look on and him say, boy, because the country me live in, it's a place where I know, say, if I work hard and I do my best, I will have pride and joy, and I can have hopes and dreams. And if I miss the boat, my kids will probably make me proud one day. Because that's what happened. Bob Marley mother have 9 kids. Bolt mother have 9 kids. If that and look what came from that. Do I need to talk about the Jacksons and Serena Williams and her sister them? And the Tony Braxtons? Whole heap of picnic. You must get a star when you have whole heap of picnic. So then the nurse lady would not say, oh, the Jamaican people them stop have picnic. Because if it was busy procreating, you probably wouldn't be out there committing crimes. But I digress. I don't know. Maybe I'm no authority for that. But the point I'm making is, in the context, and because I know people like to cut up and snip up, so let me make something clear. Speculation is a dangerous tool. It is not based on facts. It is based on too many hypotheticals. It's not even circumstantial. It is completely ludicrous. It's like people in speculation. You can include aliens. You can include teleportation. You can include time travel, because you speculate so it would have happened. So if somebody don't come by plane and them don't come by boat, them teleport. You see me? You overs. You understand? You overstand. But with speculation, it is a problem. Yes, that's correct. 2 to 3 months. Well, we get it at we're not rushing the lords. They will do what they have to do, and they have a reputation to always be on time, because delay is also a part of the Constitution. A breach of the Constitution is delay, and whatever compensation from the delay is a matter for the court, but they recognize that. So the jury trials are already an essential part of fair trial rights. So the right to a fair trial means that if we are charged with a criminal offense, or if a public body is making decisions that impact our right, this has to be fair. So a fair hearing is what has to be fair. You must get the opportunity to be heard. Once you get the opportunity to be heard, you can't go wrong in a life. Who wants to live in a world where people just don't have no respect for human rights? But the difference in the modern time is the people you have to stay alive and fight for your freedoms and your rights, because there are many before us: Marcus Garvey, Paul Bogle, Sam Sharp. Some of them died, and they had to fight for our freedoms, for us to now be doing that to our brothers and sisters and being unfair to them. So Lord Camden quoted in Rosemary Bell Antoine's Commonwealth, Caribbean Law and Legal Systems that trial by jury is indeed the foundation of our free constitution. When you take that away, the whole fabric will soon mold into dust. You hear that? It is indeed the foundation of our free constitution, and when you take it away, the whole fabric of the justice system molder into dust. So in recent times, the jury system has come under a lot of criticism, and certainly for this one, it will be, however, argued that for all the drawbacks, there are stronger advantages supporting the retention of the jury system and the lack of adequate alternative, and shows that a common law community, we are not quite ready to abolish the jury system. So there was a whole talk by a famous journalist that if this case wins, Jamaica will abolish the jury system. I don't think so. I think legislators simply have to legislate that if you tamper with the jury, or there is jury tampering, the trial continues with judge alone. That's what happens in England. So it preserves the jury system, and if you really want to be tried by a jury of your peers, you won't tamper with the system. So according to the Ministry of Justice of Jamaica, persons accused of certain crime acts are judged by a jury of their peers, a practice inherited from the British jurisprudence. A jury is a group of people drawn from civil society and who bring their common sense, experience, and wisdom to the matter of determining the guilt or innocence of a fellow citizen. This is done because of the belief that these jurors understand the nuances and idiosyncrasies of their society and bring their collective experience to bear on a trial. The trial by jury ensures that the citizens of a state are accountable to each other for decisions made rather rather than to a government appointed judge. So in other words, the basis for a jury is that it is a representative cross-section of the local community and therefore is more likely to judge in line with generally accepted values of the society. So jurors